And let's just start by settling into the support, getting into a nice comfortable position. Just allowing the body to settle, the mind to settle, allowing yourself to come into the present moment. And let's just start by settling through the breath. So taking a few nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. There's no need to force this. Just gently see if you can elongate each breath. Resting awareness on the flow of breath as you do this. And it may help if you've had a particularly busy day to really sigh out the exhale. Feeling the body sink deeper into the support as you exhale. And then feeling the energy of the new fresh air as it fills your body with the inhale. Allowing the breathing to be in its normal, natural rhythm. And bringing awareness now into the body. And feeling the shape of the body on the support. Bringing awareness to the points of contact between the body and the support. Trusting the support to hold your weight so that you can let go, that you can sink deep down into the support, giving your muscles a break, allowing them to be soft, relaxed. And just gently scan down through the body now and just notice if there's any areas of tension or tightness as you scan down. Perhaps you are aware of the areas where you hold tension. Perhaps you'll be pleasantly surprised that there is softness there already. But if you feel any tightness, giving yourself permission to let go, to soften. Scanning all the way down through the body. And then resting awareness once again on the breath. We're using the breath as an anchor. So if at any time your mind wanders, you get lost in this meditation, just gently bringing awareness back to the breath. And as you sit here, I'd like you to bring to mind a part of your life that may not be as good as you'd like it to be. So it could be a very small niggle, an area of your life you'd like to improve. Or it could be the lack of achievement of a big life goal. It could be related to a situation, for example, at work or in your home life. Or it could be related to a behaviour that you would like to change. Maybe something you wish you were better at, or something you feel you spend too much time and energy worrying about. It could even be a pattern of thinking that you'd like to change. Take a moment for this to come to mind. It doesn't matter how small it is or how big. And if nothing immediately comes to mind, just be open to any thoughts arriving about something in your life you'd like to change or do differently, or that you wish was different. So now, with this in mind, I'd like you to focus on how it feels knowing that this situation isn't as you would really like it to be. I'd like you to acknowledge the gap that exists, the feeling of something being missing, of not being achieved. What emotions are present? What feelings does this gap between the ideal and reality create inside you? Really dig deep into the emotions. Can you label them? Can you name those emotions, those feelings that this gap creates? And emotions often come in layers. So think about what emotions are present beneath those ones you have already uncovered. What's behind that emotion? And now think of the sensations associated with not having achieved this in the way you would have liked to. What do you feel in the body? And see if you can identify where in the body you feel them. And now I'd like us to turn our attention to how you normally respond to the feelings of this gap. When you become aware of these emotions, these sensations, or acknowledge that there is a gap, something missing, what do you say to yourself? Maybe saying those same things once again and noticing how your body responds. Noticing the tone of voice. What stories do you tell yourself about this situation? Perhaps you have some old beliefs. Perhaps you regularly talk about this missing thing in your life to yourself or out loud to others. What's the stories you tell? Now, rather than those old stories and old responses, can you offer this part of yourself that feels this gap some words of compassion, some words of love? Can you support this part that feels the lack? And just notice how this feels to respond with love and compassion. What difference it makes to you. And now let's go back to that feeling of lack, of the gap. And I'd like you to bring to mind another time or situation where you felt those same feelings, those same emotions. Perhaps going back in time, thinking about those emotions and when you felt them. And just imagine that you can revisit the you that was going through that situation, that was feeling those feelings in the moment you felt them. And imagine you could talk to that version of you that felt these emotions. What words of advice would you give them now? Words of support, of love and compassion. And notice how these words would have been received by you, the you in that situation. And notice how it could have changed the stories that you took forward from that situation. Perhaps creating new stories, new beliefs about these emotions and about yourself. And now coming back into your current self, bringing to mind those feelings as they exist today. Can you allow those feelings to be here now? Without resistance, without fighting yourself for feeling them. This doesn't mean that you don't want things to change or that you're happy with the current situation or the gap that currently exists. But instead, it just means you're not fighting reality. In fact, more than that, you're being honest and acknowledging within yourself that there is an opportunity for change. You're proving to yourself that you're courageous enough to see it, while also supporting yourself, having your own back. And that builds self-trust, self-confidence, and the ability to make good decisions. And that's the way we work towards meaningful change and filling those gaps in the kindest and most efficient way. So now just letting go of all concentration, all focus. And for a few moments, just enjoy sitting in this space of stillness that you have created. Resting awareness once again on the breath. Only this time, see if you can tune in to that point of stillness at the beginning and the end of each breath. That point just as the inhale ends before the exhale begins, or the exhale ends just before the next inhale begins. And allow yourself to enjoy that stillness, that nothingness. And now just starting to bring awareness back into the body. Remembering where you're sitting, feeling the body on the support, the points of contact between the body and the support. And starting to become aware of the sounds around you. And then start to gently move the fingers and the toes. And take a couple of nice deep breaths. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes.